Hey everybody, this is Jason Stuart, and this is my first show, live Facebook show. We just lost everybody, so we're starting again. I'm producer, director, actor, host with the incredible SELENE LUNA, and she is starring in the new film, the animation film that won a Golden Globe that was just nominated for an Oscar called
COCO.
And you play
Disney Pixar's COCO.
Yeah, and this is our beautiful poster. Okay. Thank you so much. It was made today, and I'll get you the name of the person as soon as I look it up. Oh, Damon Frank is watching, my old manager. He's such a cool guy. So you got this, you went in, you auditioned, and it was just very simple.
Yeah, I auditioned from the road. I was on the road doing stand-up with Margaret Cho. And so I recorded my audition on the iPhone, the smartphone.
Did Margaret
I sound
help
like
you?
a grandma.
Did Margaret help you?
No.
Did you in your hotel room?
Yeah, I just did it in where I was staying. And
I do that all the time.
yeah, everybody does. I mean, that's what's great about voiceover. You can audition from anywhere.
Tell us again who was in the movie since we're starting again.
Oh, the film starts Benjamin Bratt. I get tongue-tied with his name. Bael Garcia.
Yeah, I get tongue-tied just thinking
And
about it.
I'm a native Spanish speaker. I should know.
Yes. No, I get tongue-tied just being a Jew.
Edward James Olmos.
Oscar-nominated actor. So you acted with all these people without really acting with all these people.
Well, yeah, that's
Because you did
the beauty of editing.
Yeah, you did it by yourself, and you work with the director. Tell me the director's name again.
Yeah, Lee Unkrich. He also directed Toy Story 3.
Wow.
Yeah, he's wwonderful.
Did you have an accent in it?
Yeah, we all did.
Tell us can you do your accent a little, or one of your lines?
It was a real challenge for me. Ironically, I'm Mexican, and my first language is Spanish. But I grew up.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I grew up in.
I knew you were Mexican. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so I grew up in LA. So I'm not used to hearing. I mean, everyone speaks Spanish here, so everybody thinks they speak Spanish here, but it's really Spanglish. In Mexico, no one speaks the way we do in LA,
So they wanted legitimate
So,
Spanish.
but it was difficult because everyone in the cast, speaks their own regional Spanish. And I should mention that this film is very important and historical because this is the first time in showbiz history where a major movie studio is using an all-Latino cast. So
won the Golden Globe for Best Animated Film, and was just nominated
and
today.
Best Song.
Best Song, and nominated today for Best Animation Film for the Academy Award.
Yes, and Best Song for the Academy Award as well.
Oh, Best Song too. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Who sings it? Don't worry, it's okay. We'll look it up. I got it right here.
Don't be asking me questions.
I got it right here. I got all the nominations here and everything.
Well, it's overwhelming. How many people worked on this film, and I'll be honest, I just get lost in all the names.
Oh, well, who doesn't?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's hard to keep track of. It's a lot of incredible, talented people. But it's the same. The people who composed the music also composed the award-winning soundtrack of Frozen, and it's a Hispanic couple, and they're wonderful.
What did you think of the Oscar nominations today? Did anybody get left off that you really wanted to get nominated?
No, I didn't even have any I don't.
I'm in love with Annette Bening. She did a film called Film Stars Don't Die in Liverpool about actress Gloria Graham. It's a little sweet little movie. It's like a little Valentine, and it's sort of sad and funny and charming. And Annette Bening, to me, is one of the greatest actresses that we have.
She's a great actor. She's great.
Did you see 20th Century Woman last year?
No, I didn't.
She was brilliant in that. And she wasn't nominated. In the film, I guess, was too small, didn't get enough PR. And I was so hoping Holly Hunter was going to get nominated for The Big Sick.
Yeah.
I love The Big Sick. I thought it was really amazing. Did you see it?
I didn't. I don't get out much.
Oh, I watch movies all the time.
Yeah.
I was. Did you watch?
The only film I saw that's nominated was The Shape of Water.
God,
which is beautiful.
Was it? And you know what I really loved about that film? It's about us. It's about people that are not perfect.
Oh yeah,
It's about all of them are character actors. Everyone from the lead,
Sally Hawkins. I mean,
just amazing.
I was so happy to see her nomination, and she absolutely deserves it. 10 times over.
Oh, yeah.
She was incredible. But then, to be fair, I haven't seen the other one, so what do I know?
But she was amazing. And Octavia Spencer, third nomination.
Yeah, she's
She
great.
won for The Help, but her third nomination, 2 in a row consecutively.
Yeah.
And she's, she makes it seem so easy, doesn't it?
Yeah, and that's what's so great about. I mean, that's what's a true great actor. You know?
She's become the best friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In films. And it's wonderful. I was sitting watching the Oscars when she won for The Help, and was one of the kids that I mentored, and the whole audience stood up and gave her a standing ovation. And he said, well, why are they standing up? I said, because she's black, she's over 40, she's not a skinny mini, and she actually her whole career has changed from this role.
Yeah.
So the odds that would happen to somebody over 40 in this time in their career is like winning the lottery.
It is.
And I just cried. I was so thrilled for her. Because I'd seen her in theater. She was in Del Shore's, I think it was called Housewife Goes Nuts or something like that with Beth Grant. And she was in that play right here in the town, just doing theater like the rest of us.
Yeah, it's great. And that's the beauty about this business, which makes it so appealing, is you just never know. There are a lot of elements involved to success. There's talent, there's tenacity, there's luck. I mean, there's a lot.
It's the carrot. It's the carrot, isn't it? We have to sit so close together to be on camera. It's the carrot, and the carrot kills me.
Yeah.
Doesn't it kill you? Because there's some days you just want to go, oh my God, why am I doing this?
Why
is this so important to us? So you started when? Tell me.
The biz?
Yeah.
I would say I really got going around 1998.
Really?
Yeah.
So this is around 20 years for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at least 20 years ago.
And you were in My Bloody Valentine, which was a really, really big horror film.
Yeah, I love that movie. That was
one of your first big deal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What did you play in it? I forgot.
I played an innkeeper who has a critically acclaimed murder. My slaying is really great. A giant axe picks goes through my head, and it was fantastic. It was a lot of fun.
Did your parents see the movie?
That's a good question. I don't know that they saw it.
Because those kind of things, you think, oh my God, my mother doesn't like to see me get killed in the movie.
Yeah. I know my mom owns it, but I'm not sure if she's actually sat through it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So, I mean, things really started to rock and roll when you started opening for Margaret Cho.
Well, yeah, opening for Margaret Cho opened a lot of doors for me.
Yeah, and Margaret, just to say, and I've known her, I always say I've known Margaret since she was excited to meet me. That's how long I've known her, before she was really, really famous. I remember I met her at the Improv in San Francisco, and we were both auditioning that night for the club owner to work there. And she was just so sweet and so kind, and she's never changed. She's still... more confident, certainly. Yeah. More worldly, but just certainly the sweetest, kindest gal you'd ever meet. And she's just the same. I'll call her on the phone, it's the same old thing. Yeah, I love her dearly. Yeah. She was my maid of honor. I know. Yeah. Yes, at your wedding. Yeah. Yes. We have a great, great relationship. And you just got married. Tell us about the guy. I did. I just got married, and my husband, he's wonderful. He's my dream man. I don't know what I could tell you about him. What does he do? He's not in the business, so... Oh, God, so all this is really exciting for him, or just so boring? Well, you know what? I'm a plug for him. My husband reps. He's a rep for Epic Water. Yes, and if Epic Water wants to be a subscriber, they want me to do commercials for them, I would be happy to do that every week. Epic Water, I drink this because it's a CBD infused water. What does that mean? CBD, it's you get all the... It doesn't sound good, I'm telling you right now. The CBD sounds like something that you don't... You take this in a club when you want to go nuts and you're No. It's complete health stuff. It's a health stuff? What is it? Oh, yeah. It's the... to put it simply, it's the... it's extracting the medical benefits from marijuana without the THC. You will not get high from this. There's no drug or THC in this at all. Only the medical benefit. So it's great for your joints, muscles. Really? People use it for pain. Where can I get it? My husband. I want to get it. Okay. Well, really? I'll hook you up with a case. We live around the block from you. I would love to do that. I would absolutely love. Is it good? Because my mom has really bad arthritis. It's great for arthritis and like joint muscle pain related stuff. So it has the good stuff in marijuana. Only the good stuff, and the only thing that gets you high is THC. That's in the marijuana plant. There is no THC in this at all whatsoever. This is exciting. So it's very exciting. You're not just talented and beautiful. You're also educational. Well, thank you. I drink my husband's water. Wow.
Yeah.
This is great. I would really love to get this.
I would be more
And
than
if
happy
it
to
works,
set you
I'll
up.
start advertising it on the show for
Oh,
you.
that'd be great.
Okay.
That would be great. We'll get you the wholesale price.
Thank you, Joel.
Yes.
So I don't want. I hope people.
Oh, you want water too? I'll hook you up.
That's D Vice. Yes, D. We all know how to get a hold of each other. I love D. D is one of the most supportive casting directors I've ever had in my career.
Wow.
I actually her partner in crime in casting, Billy D'Amata, is just terrific, and he actually wrote a part for me in a short film that he directed called Posey. So he's really, really great.
Oh,
Big
nice.
shout out to Billy.
Nice.
So tell me, so COCO, and so what was the first thing you did with Margaret? Was opening for when she was doing the striptease tour, or what was the?
Well, Margaret and I, we met through the dance world, not doing stand up.
But that was burlesque.
Yeah. I was a burlesque dancer, and she was a ballet dancer, and
I was amazed that she did this. The nudity, the sexuality, the sensuality of it was really beautiful. And what I loved about the show, when I saw it, it was all different types of women. And it was really sort of amazing.
Yeah.
And she let me. She would have guest comedians, and I said I did it once or twice. She was nice enough to let me be a part of that.
Yeah, it was a really fun show, and so that's how we met. And we met really through mutual friends years ago, and but we became friends through the dance world. And then she asked me to join her variety show which included stand-up and sketches and dancers, and I was one of her featured dancers, and we did that for a long time.
Or 2 years, right?
No, it was more like 6 years or something.
Really?
Yeah, that show ran. It ran, I think, from like 03 to 07, something like that.
Because she would do that, and then she would do something else, right?
Yeah, well, she's always doing 10 different things.
She's so prolific. It's just insane.
Yeah.
So what was it like doing the CHO show? It was on VH1, right?
Yeah, so after we finished this variety show tour, then she got this, the CHO show, which was a reality show.
Mock reality.
We're trying something new. And
because her parents were also on the show.
Yeah. And so then I did,
And you were the best friend / assistant.
Yeah, I joined the cast, and, and then after that, then she really encouraged me to get back to stand-up.
Because I did a show with you. I don't know if I actually put you in the show. We were on the same bill. Because you were in a couple of the shows that I produced. And I think it was the one at the Gay and Lesbian Center, wasn't it, for the LifeWorks? And that was the first time I saw you. You wore this really pretty dress, I remember. And you just blew the roof off of it.
Thank you.
Because I'd only seen you do her show. It was very short. You were very new to doing stand-up. And I thought, I'm going to, and I would bring somebody on the show who I thought was terrific, always ones that, that people didn't know about. That's always what I wanted to do. And you just stole the whole show, I remember.
Thank you.
You just kicked ass.
Thank you.
And when you started opening for Margaret Cho, I always wondered what that's like. I recently worked with Brad Garrett at the Brad Garrett Comedy Club in Vegas. And it's very weird to work for somebody that famous, where everybody comes to see them.
Yeah.
And then you were opening for them. And it's like, okay, they look at you first and go, oh, hey, well, I guess she's not Margaret. And there's that what's going on kind of factor, is it?
I don't.
Did you have that at all? Or was
not really, because I think when you go to a show, you expect an opening act. Or at least that's my mentality, because, I used to go to a lot of concerts when I was a teenager, and there was always an opening act. So I don't know. I think people expect
You just look
it.
at yourself for just a second,
Yeah,
right?
it's like, what's going on?
I'm just trying to do all this stuff all at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I have mentioned CBD to your mom before.
My friend Olinda, who's my mom's good friend, wants us to mention the CBD to my mom.
Yeah, look up Epic Water, EPIQ. There's a website, and it's got all the information.
We have to talk about him being one of the sponsors on the show, maybe.
Yeah.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I'm
sure he'd be open to it.
I got to try the water out. So you were working for Margaret, and I'm very curious how it all felt for you as a comedian. Was it always a killer show, or was it a little bit of a challenge at first? Did you have to find your niche of how you were going to do that?
Well, it honestly really didn't even matter who I was opening for. I was just getting my chops doing stand-up, whether I was opening for somebody or not. You still got to find your way.
Exactly. So you were finding your way in the same time.
Finding my way right under the umbrella of somebody super famous.
Oh, hey, Steve. Steve is so supportive. We just love Steve.
Hi, Steve.
He's a major, major fan. Mark Wasserman, my lawyer, is actually watching. Hey, Mark.
Oh, hi.
It's just crazy to be doing this and doing that and producing the show and all sorts of things. So
Yeah, sorry I'm distracted. There's like so much going on.
Oh, yeah, there is, because we see the computer going on here, and then we see that, and we're all, but luckily we're just...
I'm sure this
friends.
is riveting to our viewers.
Tell us if you like what we're talking about. So
It's like they're watching their grandma.
So, oh, please. So what was it like from beginning to... So first year it was a little harder, I would guess, and then it got really easier and easier and easier.
It was always hard because I didn't know what I was doing, but I was trying to, pave my way. And, but I actually had the benefit of an incredibly supportive mentor. Margaret became my mentor, and she mentored me through stand-up for
How did she do
about 10 years.
How did she do it?
Oh, I mean, she really took me under her wing and gave me pointers. She helped
you
not a lot. No.
Would she say, hey, this doesn't work, switch this around? Or
sometimes, yeah, or just in conversation. If I said something funny and didn't realize I said something funny, she'd point it out, write that down, or, work on this, or I think you got something there. But ultimately, it's just, it was more about moral support.
That's what I'm saying, really, really encouragement.
Yeah, incredible encouragement.
Isn't that nice? Did you go to Europe with her when she went to Europe?
No, I never been to Europe with her. I've only done the U.S. and Canada.
Oh, wow.
So, but I've done Europe as a burlesque dancer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but that was a lifetime ago.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Now you're a married lady.
Now I'm a married lady.
So I don't know. You're a Sadie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
this angle's horrific.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So are we fixing up our angle? So those are listening to this on iTunes will not know what's going on. But when we're saying hello to the people that are sending in different kinds of messages here on Facebook Live, which is the way we're doing the show at first.
Yeah, Margaret's great. I'm responding to her. I don't know how to...
Yeah.
I don't know if everyone can see the comments.
Yeah, they can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they actually...
I was just responding to Dee.
Oh, Dee Vice loves Margaret Cho, and so do we love her. So what's up next in terms of stand-up for you? You're going to be doing a show at the Improv soon, right?
Well, I have a monthly show at the Improv at the in the lab. It's called Cute Puppy, because I'm a crazy dog mom. And... so I just finished a tour called the United Colors of Comedy, which is a really great tour that we did in the South, and it's
with Margaret or other comedians?
No, it's other comics.
Well,
it's
I think I heard of it. I heard of that. Yeah, who was in it?
Well, it's a great cast of 5 comics, all very diverse people, and so we're hoping to get that going again this year.
I love it. Who were the comedians?
Well, Neil Nanda, he was actually just on my show last week. He's a great young kid. I think he's got a bright future in showbiz.
Excuse me.
Yeah, he just killed it on Jimmy Kimmel. He's awesome.
Wow.
Not
too shabby.
Yeah, and hang on a second. Oh, hang on a second. I just dropped something.
Oh, so they're great people. Oh, pick up your water.
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry, I dropped something.
It's okay. Dropped her water. She's not high, though, and there's nothing in the water at all. So that's... I love the title of the show.
Yeah,
Is gay and Jewish a color?
It ought to be. Huh. Yeah. Oh. The point of the tour is to really elevate the conversation, the political conversation in America through comedy. And it's not about bashing the government. It's just more about, let's just stop fighting and let's come up with some solutions through humor.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah, it's a great show
to
be part of.
That's what I feel like right these days, is that I want to do a show that when I do my show in front of people that are like-minded. I really want to do that because I think there's a lot of frustration. I don't know about you. Ever since, the orange one, I won't say his name, has become president, I feel like...
Thank you, David.
Oh, David Reeves. Oh, he loved you in COCO. Ever since this has happened, I felt a sort of anxiety in my life that I've never felt.
Oh, it's awful. I've been mourning the loss of this country now. I feel like it's like a death. That's how I feel.
Well, when Obama and Michelle left the White House, I posted on Facebook, class has left the White House.
The end of dignity.
Yes, and I think, they say to people, a lot of people say, what does it matter? What he says or what he does. People that have
voted. It matters.
And I would say, the director of a movie or the star of a movie, that's where I work, they set the tone. You know, when you open for Margaret, she sets the tone of what kind of a show is going to be, and they set the tone of what's going to happen and what's available to the people, and that's really, really important.
Well, it's the most basic thing. It all comes down from the top.
Yes.
So it matters everything.
I think so. And today he's talking to Mueller. They're trying to get him. Mueller wants to talk to him, but of course
I've lost all hope, though. I don't even think it matters.
That's the thing.
It doesn't even matter.
That's I think Joy Reid on MSNBC, or maybe it's not her, but somebody said on her show that there is no bottom. The bottom is gone.
I agree with that. That's why I've been really depressed over this country, because I'm super patriotic. I'm an immigrant, and let me tell you, nobody loves this country more than an immigrant, because we actually had to fight and sacrifice to be here. You know, you didn't just magically fall out of your mom's vagina here. You know,
Exactly.
And it's a huge deal. And so I love this country, but
Well, I'm an immigrant, first time American. My father is Polish,
and I'm sure it wasn't easy for your dad.
He took him 5 years to get here from Russia during the war.
Makes you want to cry.
My father was in the Holocaust, not the camps, but the ghettos.
Yeah,
But he stayed in the ghettos for years and years and lived on farms and all sorts of things.
It's horrific.
And when he came here with his family, it was a really, really big deal.
It is a big deal. No,
yeah.
You know, once you make it here, it's a huge deal.
People don't realize it. You know, they say, well, people come here illegally. People don't know. You know, they don't. Sometimes you come from a country you don't know the ins and outs.
Exactly.
And sometimes you're coming, you know, because you're under fire. And sometimes you're coming because you have, you know, no money or no food, or there's a lot of gay people that come here because they're
being persecuted,
being pushed off a building or you know, pushed away. I mean, 50% of the gay and lesbian kids that even come to California, LGBT kids, are you know, their parents kick them out of the house.
Yeah, and what people don't understand who are anti-immigration is that they don't realize no one's immigrating to America as a vacation. This isn't a holiday.
Right. Yes.
They're trying to save their lives.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, it's life or death here. You know, it's not a walk in the park.
No, your parents immigrants, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So
I was born in Mexico.
You were born in Mexico?
Yeah.
How old were you when you came here?
I was 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So then you have a flavor from coming from another country.
I do. I have like no memory of it or anything, but it's all very real to me what my family went through. It's not like I didn't see it happening.
Right.
You know.
It's very, very difficult.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of family, this is a dumb little question, but it's a cute little question. I wanted to know, what was it like to be on Family Feud? I mean, that must have been hysterically fun. You were on with Margaret and her family.
Yeah. That was fun. That was fun.
How did that come about?
Well, you know, it was we were promoting the reality show, and they were having a celebrity family feud, and so me and our best friend John, it's mine and Margaret's best friend John Stapleton. He's an incredible makeup artist. So she considers us family, so she included us with her parents. You know,
That must have been crazy.
So we were part of her Family Feud team, and
Did you win or lose?
I think we lost. It was such a long time ago.
Who did you go up against?
But it was really fun. I know. I won my question.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did. I won that. So I remember that.
Who was the family you were up against? Do you remember?
Oh, God. I think it was... Oh, my gosh. I think it was Corbin...
Bernstein?
Yes.
Oh, and his mom, who was a soap opera star.
Well, it was Corbin Bernstein and his wife and sons.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So, yeah, they were a lovely, really nice family.
God. So also, you worked on a show called Starving with David Faustino.
Yes.
I met him years and years ago.
Yeah.
He was in a movie that I produced and starred in called 10 Attitudes. It was this little independent film that I produced about how difficult it is to fall in love. And I got to say, he is a sweet, darling man.
Oh, I love him. He's wonderful.
Is he?
Yeah. On Starving, I worked with him and one of his really good friends, Corin Nemec, who played, remember Parker Lewis Can't Lose?
Oh, yeah.
So him. And I befriended those guys working on Starving. And they're really wonderful. And David's a really sweet guy, very professional. And I played his mom on the show.
Really? Oh, yeah. I love that.
Yeah, and it was a hoot.
Because he's a little person too.
Yeah, he's a little guy. He's not a little person, but he's a little guy.
Yeah.
So
I love that because that's sort of playing on him.
It was a joke on him.
But also just an opportunity for you to play something. I mean, being a little person, it seems like to me that you've had incredibly some cool opportunities that people have not had in the same way. Have you ever turned down something because you didn't want to do it because of the joke, or do you go in and believe in working within? As a gay person, I believe in going and we're working to try to change the part and make it better. That's what I try to do.
You know, I've had both experiences, and honestly, it just depends on, you know, where I am emotionally that day.
Because if you're not in, you can't change anything. That's what I think.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't get in the room. There are people that say, I mean, I remember, you know, Hattie McDaniel was the Oscar-winning actress who won for the first Oscar for Gone with the Wind, and the NAACP historically gave her a very hard time in those days.
Which is so unfair.
Because she only played mammies and maids. And she said, oh, honey, her line was, oh, honey, I'd rather play one than be one. And she worked with Within, and she was probably one of the most famous of her time.
Yep.
And you have to really take your hat off to that.
I could not agree more. I really struggled with this as a little person through most of my career. I would say the first 10 years of my career, because you know, the only opportunities, and I use that in quotes, the only opportunities I would get is very dehumanizing. You know, only
Elf number one.
Yeah, Christmas elf or creature, always in some, you know, mask, costume. Always something that felt very degrading to me. And so I used to get really upset, but then I finally matured and realized, you know, there are worse ways to make a living.
Right, and there's a way you can go in and say, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we did it this way, if the joke wasn't, if I'm not the victim, or...
Well, if you're a little person, that's never an option.
Really?
Yes.
Because I've done it as a gay person in the days when I would...
But as a gay person, are you ever stuffed into a costume...
No.
And not a human?
Yeah, well, no. The worst thing that ever happened to me, I was in a movie called The Lost Empire. And not The Last Empire, The Lost Empire, starring Robert Tessier, and in each shot, his eyebrows that they put on were different. And I
had a face this way.
Oh, because you do this? And I played gay dude number one. And I got to the set, and a manager got me this part. It was my first movie. I had one line. And I remember I got there, he said, just come and wear a very blousy, flamboyant shirt. So I wore a very blousy shirt. Okay, I could go for that. And when I got there, he said, oh no, this is not going to work. And he said, this is just not at all gay enough. So he looked over to the makeup girl, and he said, you, trade tops with him. So I look like Philip Seymour Hoffman in Boogie Nights. And then he said, we need to get him a scarf. So I talked him out of the scarf. I said, you know, I'm not Thurston Howell III.
Yeah, they wanted Paul Lind.
Or they wanted somebody, you know, like Charles Nelson Riley from the 60s.
Right.
You know, and it was the early 80s. And my line was, get this, give me back my purse.
Because, you know, every gay man has a purse.
Yeah.
That's so horrible. That's horrible.
That was my first movie, directed by Jim Wynorski, who gave me the job. Thanks, Jim. But it was, you know, the 80s. It was a different time. So I sort of vowed at that time, and I wasn't out. I was in the closet. I was like, I was a baby. I was like 19. You're
like, I'm just an actor doing a part.
Yes, and that's so in my mind. That's what I was doing. So it's certainly probably not as difficult as it's been for you, but it cuts down. That's why
But the reality is, though, you know, and I don't like playing up the victim thing. The reality is, if you're in this business long enough, you realize that Hollywood is an equalizer in the sense where at some point everyone across the board is degraded. You know, it's showbiz. You cannot possibly have dignity and be in showbiz. I mean... You
know what's really interesting about this whole Me Too and this whole Time's Up thing is that...
Wait, you're pushing me.
Am I here?
Yeah. Wait, just stop leaning on me.
Oh, am I pushing the...
Yeah.
Oh, you're on wheels. Oh,
yeah.
And I'm pushing her out of the shot. Okay, maybe we should just go back a little. I'm going to have to work on how to do this, so everybody please forgive me. For those listening on iTunes, we're trying to fit into the camera going the right way. With the Me Too movement and the Time's Up movement, what's really interesting about that whole thing is that it made me think even more about how we're treated because of the way we look and how someone gets a job because of the way they look. And if they're a good-looking guy with a great body or a beautiful girl with big boobs or however they want somebody to be this part, all of a sudden you'll notice that those people don't have to be as good a lot of the time. You'll notice that. I mean, I've noticed that a lot in my work, and I thought, wow, okay, so they don't have to be as good. So what does that mean in terms of where we're going now? And then you see a movie like The Shape of Water with this incredible Mexican director, you know, and
like real people,
and everybody in the film is a real person, and they're brilliant. And three of them got nominations.
Yeah, it's so good.
And it made me think, and the film is so heartwarming, and it's about falling in love with a creature.
Right, which I love. I love. I'm the biggest fan of creature romance films. You know, the old-fashioned black and white monster falls in love, and so that film, which is really
Beauty and the Beast.
Yes, it's Beauty and the Beast, exactly.
Yeah, or Frankenstein.
It's Dracula, it's Frankenstein, it's the Swamp Thing, literally.
But what's really neat about it is it changes the perception once again of what we've been talking about, of saying this. So for those of you at home who are actors and you're afraid, should I take that part? You can go in there and maybe something can change into something wonderful.
I agree, completely. And the reality is, in this business, no one's curing cancer. This is entertainment. You know, and if you just can't stomach something, you know, either do something about it or get out. I don't know. I think I might have like a harsher kind of attitude about it, but I just think no one's being held hostage here.
No.
You know, you don't like the business.
There's someone else that wants that job. Go in there and try to do the best possible you can with the people that you're
But this takes me back, though. This is why I love doing stand-up, because with stand-up, the beauty of stand-up is that ultimately nobody cares how old you are, nobody cares what you look like. If you can make them laugh, that's all that matters.
Well, I beg to differ a little with you.
Really?
I think now there are more good-looking comedians than I've ever seen.
That's true, but then I thought maybe I'm just getting old.
Yeah, it's so strange. All of a sudden, first around 10 years ago or 15 years ago, the girls had to be pretty. And now the guys aren't. And, you know, I thought, wow. And there is an age cutoff.
But you know what?
There is an age cutoff. You can still create your own thing and create your own audience and do your own thing. But in the mainstream of getting the shows and Saturday Night Live or sketch people cuts off at 35.
Well, that's true, but then that's TV. You know, that takes you back to TV.
Right, for television and film. But certainly for working at clubs and working on the road and doing cruise ships or doing all sorts of different events or the tour that you've created, I think anybody can create their own destiny, and I love that. Yeah.
I just, you know, I guess at least the lesson for me has been that for every wrong that there's been, I feel like I have the opportunity to create my own right, you know? And so that's why you know, when I was only being cast as a creature, the non-human, it really got to me and I got grossed out. And I stopped doing it. I completely stopped auditioning.
Really?
Because that were the only auditions I was getting. And then I just started writing my own stuff, putting up my own little shows, my own little live shows. You know, the money's not there, but the dignity is. And just ultimately, you got to just create your own work. And eventually, that's how I got My Bloody Valentine 3D. Because one of the people at Lionsgate, it's a Lionsgate Films, came to see one of my live shows. And so, you know, it is possible to create your own work and still open doors without having to go that gross, creepy route. Although now I have no problem doing Christmas Elf. Like, I don't.
Well, because the thing is that you have a sort of gravitas about you. Yeah. And then you can go in there, I feel like at a certain age, can I say over?
Yeah, I speak publicly about my age.
So you can say, once you're over 40, I think you have this gravitas and you can say, hey, how about doing it this way? Or let's cut out that little word. No, we don't say midget anymore. We don't say this.
Yeah.
Or, I'm not, you know, this is what a little person is, this is what a dwarf is, this is what this is. Yeah. And you sort of can educate somebody.
That's true, absolutely.
And that kind of thing, and find a way to be funny or to be interesting without it being, hurtful.
Yeah, and also past 40, you have the confidence to say no and not be afraid. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times they'll go, didn't know.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
I think also, you realize that with maturity too, that people are innocently just don't know.
So tell me about working with Ash Christian.
Oh, yeah.
On Fat Girls. Now, I love Fat Girl, rather. Is it Fat Girl or Fat Girls?
I think it's Fat Girl. Fat
Girl. I love that film, and I fell in love with him. And I've been a little bit of a stalker because I sent him emails. I'd love to be in his films. And I just think, this is a wonderful actor. who started directing and writing, and a chubby guy, and a sweet face, just a sweet, lovely man. And I started seeing his work, and I thought, he's creating his own destiny because he's not the regular. He gave me a lot of hope, and I just loved his work. He probably thinks I'm a stalker, but I just loved and I wanted to work with him. And
I think he's a perfect example of what we just talked about, creating your own path.
And he just said you played.
And he did.
You were just like one of the girlfriends.
Yeah, I was just one of the gals. And
but I love that, because you were just part of the...
I just happened to be little. It wasn't a thing.
Yeah, I remember seeing the film. Was it fun to work on?
Yeah, everybody was super sweet, and he was really young. This is a long time ago.
Yeah,
and
10 years ago at least.
More.
More.
Well, at least it feels... No, it's definitely more than that.
I was blown away when he was so young when he directed. I was blown away. Did you guys have any idea that the film was going to be... Because it was for those at home who don't know, A Fat Girl was really a big festival film. Yeah,
we had no idea. No idea.
Everywhere.
I just did it because it was a job, and we had the same manager.
Oh, wonderful.
So, my manager's like, oh, you should do my client's film. And I was like, okay, sure, how much?
Yeah.
And it ended up being a really nice experience.
I love that. So what's up next? Anything? You're going to be doing a show at the Improv?
Yeah, I don't have my next date yet, but that's pretty much it. Right now, I'm just focusing on writing and just getting things laid out for the new year.
So me too. I'm just trying to create what I'm going to be doing next.
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing a web series about people over a certain age.
Oh, yeah?
And I want to talk to you about being in it.
Oh, we should
If you're interested. Because the whole idea, it's happening right here, casting on this show, because, we live around the corner, and I know you, and I adore you, and I hope you love me.
Of course I love you. I wouldn't be here if I didn't.
And I was thinking about doing a show about the idea of being over a certain age and what happens. What happens the way you become... Because I know that on the gay apps, if you're over 50, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it.
I thought you were over 30.
It's 50 and death.
Yeah. I know. I've heard it from a lot of my friends.
Yeah, it's really weird when you hit the big 5.
Yeah.
And it's sort of oh my God, it's like another thing to deal with. I thought, oh God, now I have to feel... I felt... after Birth of a Nation, I felt, for those at home who don't know, I played a plantation owner in Birth of a Nation. I had a major supporting role. And after that, playing that heterosexual kind of terrible guy, I felt like I'd sort of reached a sort of place that I'm totally done with, in my mind about being gay and anybody casting me and other things. And then all of a sudden, next is age.
There's always something,
Yeah.
And
all of a sudden, okay, I'm not young anymore.
Yeah.
So you have to start finding your place.
I just with the age thing, I'm a little more nihilistic about it. Like nothing matters.
Well, you're
really.
married. You're a married lady.
I guess that makes a difference. Yeah. If I were single, I think I'd be singing a different tune, and I know I would be.
Yeah.
Before I got married, before I met my husband, I was like ready to kill myself.
You told me we had a long talk about this. Do you remember?
Yeah.
I don't know where it was. Maybe it was when you did.
No, I don't remember, but I know it's something I talk about a lot.
Yeah,
I used to.
Yeah, we had a whole talk about it on the phone once.
Now it's like, now being married, my husband ruined my suicide plan.
Come back to Casa del Campo again. Oh, that's so nice. Hey, David.
Thank you, David. I would love to.
Love it. Casa del Campo, for you guys don't know, is this wonderful club in the basement of a Mexican restaurant. And it's the best Mexican food. And they do all these crazy shows. Well, this has been great.
Thank you.
I just adore you, and I really, really am so thrilled about COCO.
Me too. I hope you get to go see it.
I'm definitely going to go see it.
It's a beautiful film, not just because I'm in it. I really mean that. It's so timely. It's really uplifting and just kind of pulls back into focus the things that really matter in this world, considering what's happening in this country right now. It is a love letter to America and Mexico.
Are you going to be invited to some Oscar parties?
I don't know. I hope so. That would be nice.
I think you probably will be.
I don't know. Maybe I wasn't invited to the Golden Globes, so...
Well, no, you don't get invited... When you're what I call B team,
uh-huh.
You get invited to all the other things.
Yeah.
When we get off the air, I'll give you a little 411 and
I would love
how to deal with that. Because I was the B team. I was only in 8 scenes in Birth of a Nation, but there was really... they were sort of really lovely to me and included me in a lot of the stuff.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Well, Pixar's been very kind, so I shouldn't I shouldn't assume I'm not invited, but
No,
I'm out, that like, oh, who, me?
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
Well, I want to say thank you to Selene Luna for being on the show. You have a website, right?
Thank you. Yeah, visit my website, seleneluna.com. And I'm mostly active on Instagram, so I hope you'll follow my Instagram.
Yeah, and she's got a great Facebook page for fans, and is all your social media on your?
All my social media is on my website.
Right, it's SELENE. Right? Luna, Luna.
Yes.
And if you want to know anything about me, you forget her name, just go to jasonstuart.com, STUART. I thank you so much for putting up with my first show, and I'm really excited to be bringing a lot of new people to you. So thank you all so much for listening, and I look forward to talking to you all again. Take care.